So,
Awesome.
all right. So last time, basically what our group is doing right now is they started off in Sigil after the events of Tomb of Annihilation. They found themselves kind of whisked away through the plains and got dropped into Sigil. While they were in Sigil, they lost possession of an artifact that they found in Chult, the Ring of Winter, which they know is an artifact of incredible power and potentially very dangerous. And it was stolen by a Githyanki who, kind of in the dead of night, while the group was staying at one of the inns in Sigil, stole it basically right off of Reggie's hand. And in the past few sessions, they've been trying to figure out or locate what has happened to this ring, why they were taking it, and what may have come of it. What they learned was that it was stolen, and there was something of a deal going down out beyond the outlands of Sigil, out in a city or a town called Crux that sits on the World Tree of Yggdrasil. And so that is kind of the direction that the party has been going. In the last session, they traveled through Outlands for the very first time since being in Sigil. They left. And along the way, you came across what appeared to be some kind of a ruined area, ruined city, maybe a mining town of some kind. And you came across kind of a little enclave of Illithid, these mind flayers that were kind of screaming, and it seemed like they were in pain, gripping their skulls as if something very traumatic had happened, and you heard them telepathically, like, speaking to you, proclaiming that God was dead. You didn't get much out of that before a beholder had come and also had heard something about this mind flayer god having been killed. It wanted information from you. Once you couldn't give it anymore, you got into an altercation. You battled the thing and killed it. You were taking some respite inside the little ruin that you found yourself in when it started to move, and you realized that it was just like the cap of this tower that moved around on these big, gigantic chicken legs, and you were inside a tower that had been submerged in the muck. You quickly met the owner of the tower, a wizard named Raimi No. And Raimi No answered some questions and seemed relatively hospitable to you. And you noticed that he had this caged Modron, this metallic-like creature with like one eyeball and two little twig-like legs and arms, wire thin. And he offered for you to take this creature. He didn't know, he told you about the Modron March had passed through the Outlands. Kind of all the Modrons at certain intervals of time leave Mechanus and travel the multiverse. It's a great mystery. No one knows exactly why they do this. But this year, it's off schedule. They shouldn't have been doing this at this time. So it seemed like what he had done is he maybe knocked one of them out or somehow culled one from the herd. He had trapped it here and was trying to study it, and he wasn't getting much out of it. So he was hoping adventurers, maybe you'd take it out into the field and see what its behavior is like. And you agreed and gave it a name, named it Gizmo. So it's now traveling with you. And what else? Okay, then for the next few days you traveled. He offered to use the tower to take you to the realm of the Norns, which is where you, with your guide Azad, knew that the root of the world tree, there must be a way to like get up there through that realm.
And we got to rest.
And you got to rest for several days, so you're all at full everything.
So good.
And you made it to the edge of this forest, the realm of the Norns. You traveled your way through, and while you were doing so, you came upon the bodies of 5 Githyanki, and one of them was a friend of Azad's, someone that he recognized. They were all just kind of caught up in the brambles of the trees, pierced by wood branches of trees hung up. It was just like a bloody mess, basically. And you searched their bodies and you didn't find the ring. And you didn't know really what to make of this. So you continued forward, and then you came upon a grove where there was like this fountain that was composed of like twisted vines and branches, and there's just kind of like a sitting water in the basin of this like nut shell, this oversized shell. And you heard a voice kind of telling you that the pool could show you things of the past, things of the present, things of the future, but just one of those such things. And if you drank from the water, you could focus your energy towards one of those things. And a number of you saw some visions. Reggie, you had directed your mind towards the future, and you saw kind of dystopian-looking Baldur's Gate, I think is where you were from, and you saw your friend Niles seemingly in some kind of position of power within the Church of Torm, directing people to take down all images of Torm. He sounded desperate, worried that something that he referred to as the Deathbringer might spare them if they did not look, if they just looked agnostic and were not in worship of any god. Klaus directed his attention towards the future and saw a frigid hellscape where there was a small wooden cabin. And from the profile of Klaus's vision, could see a little figure kind of traveling through the snow towards this cabin, and it was knocking frantically at the door, yelling, "Klaus!" over and over again, imploring him to let him in. Eventually, Klaus opened the door, and it had seemed that he had hermited himself into this cabin. He had the ring, and he said that everyone was dead. There was nothing more that he could do but to try to keep the ring safe. He's a very different Klaus that we saw in this future vision.
And Klaus never saw or could make out the figure, right?
Yeah, Klaus never saw in the vision who he was talking to in this future conversation. Dino saw a present-day Chult, where the people there were listening to a priest of foreign descent speak of a god named Joaquin, but saw also the priest enter its internal chambers and talk with some other folk in black leather garb and snake-like tattoos, and they seemed like they knew that what they were doing was pulling the wool over these people's eyes and using their faith to make a lot of money, is what they were saying. And then finally Azad directed his attention to the past and saw himself enter into a shop where he met with a Githyanki woman who embraced him and called him brother. This was the same person that you found dead just moments earlier. You and her discussed how she was going to return to the Githyanki city, to Nerith, to infiltrate the Lich Queen's citadel and faithful, begin to turn people to their freedom and try to smuggle them out, and was working with you to maybe lend some assistance in that so that you might guide them to safe havens once they got out. And so that's kind of where we ended. And you had heard prior to you being directed by this voice, this unknown entity was speaking to you. And so, just to recast the scene, you're basically standing in a grove. You're all like maybe huddled around this fountain, and there's like this felled great tree that its angle points upward. And as you're kind of all collectively coming out of your visions, you can see an elf woman in kind of a rather dull gown of linen, and she's got kind of a crown of like leaves and flowers upon her head, and she's making her way approaching you. And she speaks and she says, "Do not be alarmed. I am not your enemy. If I had been, I would not have directed you on how to use this pool."
The voice.
It's the same voice that we heard back in the
Yeah.
Central area of that moving thing. Like,
yeah.
The stones? Is there?
Oh no.
No, okay.
This is you heard the voice. It was the voice that told you about. The
Oh,
pool.
to drink. Okay,
Yeah,
I
to drink the pool.
Yeah.
And she says, "What did you see?"
Well, first off, I'm Reggie. Hi. Saw not great things. Not great things.
You looked and saw the future.
I did. Well, was that really the future, though? I mean, don't we have the power to kind of change what that is?
She says, "So you saw something, and it has spurred you to action to prevent
Yeah.
this possible future."
That sounds accurate. Yep. Does that mean that I can change it?
What you saw is just one of many possible futures, but
Okay.
perhaps the one that is most likely given the circumstances of the now.
Oh. Well, that's not great. I'll proceed to tell the crew what I saw, at least.
I'll tell her what I saw in the past. Makes me sad.
A friend of yours, who you now learned is dead. Like a ghost, she haunts you in this vision.
Mm-hmm.
What will you do with this knowledge?
I have to figure out what happened that made her now die. Did I abandon her when I wasn't? Did I forget? No. I must make sure that whatever it was she died for is not in vain, I suppose.
So justice is your call.
Well, maybe. Justice is kind of an overhyped, yeah.
Vengeance, then?
No, just sort of, let's make sure that whatever it was for the right reasons. Yeah?
The truth.
Truth. Yeah,
there it
truth
is.
is good.
And then she looks at Klaus. And you, sir, what you saw in that vision, how does it affect you?
It makes me feel hopeful that I might be home someday, but also sad because I don't know what happened to Reggie or any of my new friends. And I look like I'm pretty lonely in this frozen world in a little cabin somehow where there's no trees or anything but a log cabin. Maybe it's not a real place. I don't know. Maybe it's like a hell.
It would seem that way. In this vision, you put yourself somewhere where no one can find you. What will you do with this knowledge?
I'm not sure yet. I'll keep my eyes open for any more hints that come along the way that hint towards that future. Anything relevant to that.
And you?
I was shown that the people of Chult are choosing to follow this Joaquin by corrupt priest who are duping the people for their own needs, their own reasons. I must find the way back to Chult as soon as I can and put an end to this.
So you will right the wrongs of their leadership.
Yes, and show the people that Teo is the true creator of Chult.
I assess that your hearts are pure and you have noble intention. So I am willing to entrust to you the terribleness that has passed through this area. I am a guardian of the pathway into Yggdrasil, and I have a mind to allow you to pass safely. You seek something, a ring.
She's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you know where the Ring of Winter is?
She says she's not sure about that, but she knows that that's your primary reason for being here. But she will allow you to pass through to do this errand, but you have to do something for the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She says, go on your errand, retrieve the ring if you can, but while you're there is something that has afflicted the tree. Something of pure evil. I can feel it. When I speak to the creatures, they are scared. The trees, they grow wild, and their thorns sharper and more unruly. Whatever this infection is, it's surely to spread. And Yggdrasil, its branches reach out into many worlds. This infection will not stay here if untreated. I would ask of you, while you are climbing about in its arms, before you leave, find what has happened here, and if you can, put a stop to it.
If you're... So it seems like you know a lot about what's happening. Which makes me, and no disrespect, but it makes me feel like you have some sort of, what's the right word? Some sort of awareness of the space around you. If you're blinded to what's happening here, how can the four of us find out what's happening?
She says that she is a guardian, and so her position is to stay here to try to guard this portal. And she appreciates that you think that she knows so much, but she says she does not. But she like reveals like a hand from her robe, and it's actually got kind of more of a lizard-like tone to it, sharp claws, and she goes and like kind of like scratches at the base of this fallen tree, and you can see kind of black pus kind of like ooze out of it. And she says, "This is how I know that things are not right."
How long has the tree been affected by this?
She says, "I first noticed it 2 weeks ago when I was trying to commune with some of the Ratatosk, squirrels to your eyes, large creatures that live in the tree, and they're tricksters. They're not known to make coherent sense necessarily. They speak in rhymes and riddles, but this communication I had with them was much more erratic than normal. And I've seen it. You've seen it in even the realm of the Norns here. The forest is... There's no animal life here. It has grown silent. All of the birds, they stay away."
Nothing happened at that time? No new creatures coming through this area?
Whatever it is that came to Yggdrasil, it did so covertly.
Mm-hmm.
It's surely not going to show itself so plainly.
I'll let her know that what we experienced with the mind flayers. See if that sparks any kind of like, oh, okay, that happened because of this, or...
She kind of like raises an eyebrow at that, and she says, "If this is true, it would be an incredible feat to kill a god."
Well, yes, something did definitely kill God, yeah. And then it seems like maybe more gods gonna get killed.
Would this tree that you're a guardian of, would it be on par with a god?
Some worship it that way.
Maybe this entity that is killing gods would wish to see the tree gone too.
Could be.
Well, what do you think, Gizmo?
It's just like kind of doing a little cartwheel and then like doing like a freak out motion.
Yeah, well, where would you suggest we start to look? I mean, the roots of the tree are here, yeah? At the
You
base?
already are seeking your artifact in Crux.
Mm-hmm.
Crux is a community of people who live off of the tree. It is also a destination point for many planeswalkers, travelers. It could be that you might find some information there. Many people pass through that town, and so I suspect there could be some secrets still walled up in the minds of its citizens or others that have passed through it.
Okay. Well, we should move along then to this town. Yeah.
So this tree is like gigantic, or it has different towns in it, or
Yeah, she tells you that Yggdrasil is the world tree, and it's almost a plane unto itself. The way that its branches kind of turn and bend, and you walk along different paths to go to all sorts of different places. Its branches dip into other planes even.
oh
Did you play the new God of
and
War?
border different.
no.
So there's
it
definitely
sounds
like
pretty sweet,
communities
though.
there. There's people that live within the tree, upon the tree, creatures that are native only here, such as the Ratatosk.
So maybe the tree's sick because someone is mining inside of the tree to take its strength, or
She says the tree is able to sustain an incredible amount of life, and it's actually not uncommon that people will even like build like residences like right into the tree or burrow into it. It's so powerful that doesn't diminish its force. It's almost like there's something that's actively countering that
Oh.
life force of the tree.
okay.
She doesn't think
Death curse.
this isn't like people that are just like over industrious or something like that. There's always been that here, and it's never been an issue in the past.
I sense this is not a tree that is nourished as a normal tree is. What nourishes this great tree? It's not just planted in the ground. It's planted. It spreads everywhere. So, what feeds it?
She says the answer to that is a mystery, but I would suspect that, as I said, some do worship this tree as a god or an entity of its own that helps sustain the tree. The belief that this thing is the creator of life, the giver and provider for so many. The essence of life itself is what sustains it.
Maybe its believers are being corrupted.
It's what?
That could be.
The believers of this tree.
Yeah.
Like the
And-
ones in Schult. Yeah?
Yes.
Let's get on then into the towns and see if any weird stuff happened. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then she kind of steps aside and she says, "You may pass,
Thank you.
and I will be praying for your success."
Praying to who? The three?
Torm.
Torm? Three?
If you want to throw one at Torm's way, that'd be great.
Upteo?
She
Joaquin?
smiles and she says, "Very well."
There you go. Yeah. Good old Torm.
So you begin to move up the trunk of this felled tree, and after some time, you're kind of passing up, and you can see you've kind of like gone up like 100 feet or so. And you're seeing like far down to the forest floor below, and then up ahead you can just kind of see a indigo kind of ring, almost like there's a portal here. You can see like a great tree beyond that this would like continue up, but you know that this would be passing through from the outlands into like the physical plane where Yggdrasil is. Um,
I'd like to examine the portal before we would go through it, just to see, how it seems in comparison to other portals that I've gone through and things like that. And
Make a Arcana check.
9.
There's nothing out of the ordinary about it. It looks stable. It doesn't look like one of the gates, I guess, like when you saw Asarak go through a portal. Like it wasn't. This isn't a temporal thing. It's like a permanent gateway.
Well, looks safe to me. Let's go.
No
You ready, Gizmo? Let's go.
And he's following along. He's kind of like pretty tight to your leg. Like he's not wandering too far. There's something. He's a little shaken by this, but he's willing to go through. And so you all pass through, and there isn't really. It's pretty seamless. Like you just kind of walk through, and you don't even really have much of a sensation that anything has happened to you, but you know that you're in this new realm, and you can continue forward. She kind of gave you some directions about where you'd be able to find crux, because you're going to be navigating different branches of the tree, and after some time has passed, and you're ducking under cross branches and tree branches and things like that, you start to take notice that you can't see the forest floor anymore. In fact, it's just kind of like cosmic darkness around the tree. Like you can see the tree itself, but there's no like horizon. There's no floor. There's no sky. All you see is thick blackness and kind of silvery wisp around you.
That's in Crux? So, like, or we're not too
You're not
Crux
at crux yet.
Okay.
You're just like on the tree, but
Oh,
you're just
I see.
noticing like your perception of space is different here.
Gotcha.
And the tree branch that you're on is like expanded incredibly. It's probably like 50 feet wide.
Oh,
Wow.
So it's like this big highway basically of a tree branch that you're.
Branches usually get smaller as you go on.
Yeah, this seems to be widening and getting larger and grander.
have you been here before?
I've not been in this particular place, no.
Weird. Well, keep pressing on.
Okay.
After what feels about like an hour or so, you get to kind of like the trunk of this massive, gigantic tree. A city could like exist inside the trunk of this tree, and there's like kind of like this is where like an intersection of branches. Like you could make different choices to go different directions here, but at the focal point, the intersection of all these branches, you can see that there are these 4 medium-sized humanoid creatures, but they're these like squirrel-looking things that have kind of like wooden bark armor that has been crafted, and like they've got helms that seem to be crafted of something similar to that walnut shell, and they're all kind of like tossing about this other creature, this metallic creature. It looks kind of like Gizmo, but it's kind of got like a starfish kind of appearance. It's got like 5 wavy metallic appendages and one little face, and they're kind of like tossing it about and pushing it down and kind of violent towards it.
Is this creature? Is it look like it's in distress, or you know?
Yeah, I mean he's getting
trying
kicked
to-
around and beaten.
Well, I didn't know if it was part of this, you know.
If he asked for it.
He's-
Yeah.
No, he's getting beat up, and then Gizmo's kind of like.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
Excuse us.
You jerks? Yeah. You stop with the bullying? Yeah.
They all they stop doing what they're doing, and they look at you, and they say, they speak in common, and they say, "Stop? Why should we stop?"
Because you are roughhousing this creature against its will.
It does not belong here. It is an anomaly.
So,
We must get rid of it. It is trash.
no, not trash. I'll take it. Huh?
Diversity is what makes us whole.
Right, that too.
I'm Reggie. And you are?
And then they all kind of like huddle and they're whispering, and then they say, "You want us to stop?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll stop.
Okay.
If you have to answer our riddle."
Oh,
It's the squirrels.
And you can see them like, "Oh, this will be such fun."
Okay.
All right.
We will answer.
Yeah,
the-
we can do a riddle. You did a riddle last time.
Yeah.
You're all about those.
It says, "Okay then, here we go.
Oh.
The moon and the stars are my friends, but darkness is my mother. The sun is bitter enemy, chasing me as no other. What is the answer?"
Moon and the stars are my friend, but
Darkness is my mother.
is
Sun is my bitter enemy, chasing me as no other.
the sun. Is what? My bitter enemy?
Yep.
Is it a shadow?
And then what was the very last line?
Chasing me as no other.
Feel like so. Just thinking through this.
Night. Time.
Oh. Yeah. Sun always chases night.
How many guesses do we get?
I think we'd each get one.
What did you say? What did you say?
Nighttime.
"Oh, he's so quick, he's so sharp." And then they grab the thing, they like throw it at you, and then they start like, they scamper up like the side of the tree.
You go, Gizmo. I found you a friend.
So this is what the creature looks like that was being tossed about.
Is that Gizmo next
Is
to
it much bigger than Gizmo?
Gizmo looks like this one.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So Gizmo goes up to this other thing, and it seems like they kind of like there's eyes on the appendages of this thing. Like they all like go up, and they're like scanning Gizmo up and down, and Gizmo's looking like at each one, and then they just start like circling each other, almost like in some kind of a dance, and they're speaking their language. You don't understand what they're saying exactly.
It's some funky jazz.
And at some point, you can kind of see Gizmo, his like eye is like turns around and he looks at all of you, like almost in panic as this thing just starts like pummeling the crap out of Gizmo. You can see like pieces of like metal kind of fly off and screws off of Gizmo's body, and then the thing is just like sitting there pounding him.
Yeah, I would die. I also would dive in the middle and try to like.
Oh, Gizmo.
I'll take my licks to just separate them.
One of you can make a strength athletics at advantage from the help of the other.
Can I do that?
Maybe the squirrels were right.
I can try it.
Do it.
All right,
At
advantage. Okay, 25.
There you go.
Okay, so you manage to separate them, but Gizmo's like eye like kind of like goes shut.
Gizmo's damaged.
What? I'll like see if I can. I'd like to see if there's any way to resuscitate Gizmo. Like maybe there's a button if he's a machine, or like turn him off and on again. Kind of power cycle him. You know.
Yeah, you're checking around. You just don't know enough about Modrons to know how to like reset them.
Do they have any equipment with them?
No.
Oh,
I mean, they themselves are kind of like living equipment, I guess.
I wanted to break one of their things.
Well, this is another, like, they already ran off, and this is the one we saved from them that then came over and beat up Gizmo.
Right. But did the one that beat up Gizmo? Can we like rip a thing off?
Well, like,
Like,
what
so-
do we do?
Oh,
Like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
like,
Try to communicate with this thing and find out why he's beating up Gizmo.
why you beat up Gizmo? Fix. You fix.
I hold up a big glass of water, like I'm gonna dump it on.
Starsky. I'm gonna call it Starsky.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Starsky's bad.
Starsky bad. You fix Gizmo.
He's just like looking at all of you, and then like it goes up to you and just starts like patting you down. It's just like feeling you up.
What is up with this?
I don't
This is
know.
a very weird
Starsky.
behavior.
I am Reggie.
Anybody have comprehend languages?
Yeah. No. And Reggio. Friend.
Make a, I don't know. Let's say a acrobatics check, or it could be a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Either one. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to. I rolled so low. It goes like it's like grabs like two of its appendages like grab onto like the hilt of your sword,
Uh-huh.
and then I think you, based on how poorly
Yeah.
he does this, you can like be like no.
No!
What
No!
is wrong
What
with
are you doing?
Yeah? Where are the rest of you?
It just does like a cartwheel off of with its appendages over to Klaus and starts like tugging at your glaive basically.
Don't kick Starsky.
I'm not gonna hurt him. I'm just gonna kind of throw him off like a cat trying to type on my keyboard
Okay.
all the time.
Make
Get
a
off my
strength
desk.
athletics check.
Okay. I just had my dice open too. There we go. 24.
Alright, you shove him off and he's just like and then he moves over to like Dino
Don't
and
touch
just
me.
starts like patting
Don't
you
touch
down.
No! Don't touch me.
No.
So you kind of shove him away and
Mhm.
he starts like moving away from you.
Mm.
He's just like walking away.
Come back. You'll get beat up more. Why you won't get beat up?
Are the squirrels still around?
They scampered off.
I,
Little good
Do we-
deed, huh?
do we pay? All right. Do we just try and carry Gizmo and maybe in the town someone
And
has
we'll
something?
Sort of turn my backpack into one of those like, what do they call those?
Like
you
the
put,
baby
Yeah,
carriers?
like I'll just have him like sitting in there, like so it's got it kind of turned around so that he's just like resting on my chest.
Yeah. You can kind of see like his eye is like still like kind of glowing, but like he's not responsive. Like he's he's not dead or anything. He just like took a beating.
Hopefully, maybe later good berries. I don't know if they would squeeze the juice of the good berry out.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know. Oil.
Okay. We'll do a healthy dose of praying to Torm, and it'll be right as rain.
Well, that's an interesting fact that we can give back to that guy if we find him again.
A weird dance.
They dance together and then beat each other up.
Well, Gizmo didn't really get
Is
any
someone
good shots in, did
is
he?
someone carrying Gizmo, or should we throw him in my big sack?
No, he's got him.
I got him.
Okay.
Gizmo just got terrified. He knew it was
Yeah,
coming.
because he just looked at us and was like,
Because apparently,
Yeah, like he knew what was about to happen to him.
Like the
Because
imagine
he
the
would
conversation.
understand. Yeah, there was some conversation that they had.
What are you doing here? I'm with these guys. Why are you with those guys? Well, they seemed really nice. You're a jerk. I'm gonna kill you.
oh god.
You imagine how well my pterodactyl, how close this pterodactyl would fly if we could put Gizmo on there too.
It's so hard.
Oh, that'd be great. All right, we'll just keep pressing on.
So you continue on and you travel for a number of hours. You're following the directions and you're making your choices along the tree. It's kind of maddening. It's like being in a maze the way that you have to travel about, but you've got the directions. And eventually, you take in the view of the town of Crux. It's nestled between two of the large branches of the World Tree. All of the buildings here have kind of a cottage-like feel. They are composed almost entirely of wood, and it's clear that the craftsmanship of these burgs is of impeccable quality. Streets meander through residential areas and past shops that seem to exist in the center of town. It's probably like 800 people or so that live here. It's a very small community. The trunk of the tree itself seems to be occupied as well. So you got this village, and then the trunk of the tree kind of it's tucked like right at the crux of the tree. And you can see that they've even built kind of what looks like a fortress into the tree itself. That just kind of overlooks the town. Looks like this is probably where their security is probably holed up. It's probably built that way to almost ward off invaders. Yeah, so that's kind of what you see as you're coming into town. Just this kind of cute little town of cottages that have very high peaked roofs.
Do we see the town folk? Are they human, or are they these squirrel type?
No, you don't see any of the Ratatasks here. Basically, you see humans, you see half elves, people of different races that you would recognize. I think you saw one of the kind of centaur-esque looking people back in Sigil. There's like a couple of them here. Maybe a Githzerai or two.
Is there any sign of these? What are they? Mechanas? Any like?
No, you don't see any Modrons or anything
Or
rolling
Modrons.
about. You can definitely see that there are at least two larger sized buildings in town that seem to indicate that maybe they're inns or places of commerce or something. There's kind of like a big town square in the center that you can see. It almost looks like an open air market.
Should we go to the bazaar?
Sure. I'm game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
To the market.
So you begin to walk through town, and so you're walking amongst the homes, and there's kind of a nice floral scent to this place. You can see lots of like rose bushes and plant life and things like that. It seems like every house seems to be decorated and festooned with different, even like there's like little picket fences that are wrapped in foliage of one kind or another. And it isn't long before there's a man that kind of takes notice of the four of you walking through. He's probably like mid-40s. He's dressed in kind of like a billowy white cotton shirt, and he's got kind of red or darker brown pants, and he's got a red vest that he's wearing. He kind of has he's very clean shaven, very very neat appearance, and he says, "Oh, hello! You just got a couple of cagers walking into town here. Welcome to Crux.
Cagers?
You coming from Sigil? Is
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great. You'll make your way here. What brings you to town? Are you here to trade or barter or?
There's kind of a lot of things that are bringing us
Yeah.
to town right now. Huh?
Well, I guess one question we might have for you is: have you seen any Modra around here?
Modron. Well, I hear tell that the Modron March was happening.
Yeah.
Just
It's a little early, a little off schedule.
yep. Fortunately, no, we have not seen them in mass come through here. But I heard all about it. Some of the travelers around here say that out in the outlands that they were parading around, whooping it up. Have you ever seen the march?
No.
It's quite the sight.
Yeah?
Just imagine. It's like chaos and order all in one. All these Modrons, single file, just marching in unison. But, it's the damnedest thing.
How is it chaotic?
Well, I mean, it doesn't fit with the whole landscape to see all these robotic little creatures marching about.
That's fair.
No one knows what they're up to either.
Yeah.
One for the graybeards, I guess.
So, have you noticed any issues with the old life tree? We came across someone who's saying that maybe there was something weird, or maybe it was sick, not feeling well.
Oh. Make an insight check.
That would be 17.
You can kind of tell he's trying to play that off, like, well, people say these things come up every now and again, but you get the sense that he is concerned about something, but he doesn't know you. He's not
Sure.
willing to talk about it. So,
Do we happen to remember? Did the guard lady give us a name? Her name? That elf?
she didn't.
Okay.
Do you know where I could find some armor? Maybe a blacksmith?
Well, he kind of chuckles. Well, odd that you might come to a place like this looking for a blacksmith, but I think ahead. And
A woodsmith?
he says, I don't think I properly introduced myself. My name is Veritas. You might say I'm kind of I don't like to proclaim myself this, but people look to me as kind of the leader around here. I do a lot of the organizing, and I do have somebody that I hired many years ago to be a blacksmith here. Yeah, you can kind of tell. We don't get a lot of ore. There's not a lot to mine, but there are certain things that need to be made, like hinges and things like this. So we do import ores and things like that. Yeah, and he tells you the man you're looking for, his name is Vargas. But he don't work so much, as I just explained. So probably if you drop by his shop, you won't find him there. I suspect he's probably at King's Table.
King's Table.
Is that an inn here?
Yes. Yep.
And then one last question. You see anybody come through here? Who was sounding the ring again? Any
Githyanki?
devilly types come through here?
Oh.
Devilly types.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we get devilly types here. This community, I built it to be a place where people of all sorts, entities of all sorts can do business, so sure.
Yeah, you have any special delegations come through for recent purchase?
What makes you ask that question?
Well, my friend had something stolen from him, and we were told it would be sold here.
Somebody stole something for you and they brought it here, huh?
Not from us.
Yeah.
Stole from you and
Mm-hmm.
they're going to sell it here.
Yeah.
From him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or him.
Well,
Or him.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Who is it exactly that took it?
Some Githyanki.
Yes, apparently.
Just kind of warped in, took it, warped out.
He's like listening to you, but you can kind of tell he's like not super attentive. He's got a cat like that's near his ankles that he's kind of like petting, and he's like, "It's okay, he's in." They're friendly. So Githyanki, they stole it from you. They're gonna sell it to the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, well. I feel like it's not my place. I shouldn't be giving out details
You're right.
of other people.
That is correct. You know what? That's good. I respect that.
I like you guys. How about this?
Uh-huh.
I bet if you go and you find your blacksmith friend, you might just find what you're looking for.
Well, thank you
How
very
does that
much.
sound?
That sounds great. You ever seen a Modron close up? Yeah. Let's see. Gizmo.
Oh, you got one. Looks like a monodrone there. You got.
Oh.
He's all beat up, huh?
Yeah, he got in a fight with Starsky.
Well, I imagine. I bet you Vargas would jump at the chance to help you out with your situation there. So,
Oh, thank you. I much appreciate that.
if there's anything I can do for you, you just let me know.
You've already done so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Veritas.
Lots
And,
of names up
He
here.
kind of
Yeah.
just walks on down the road, and his cat follows him.
You said that he said that Gizmo's a monodrome? Well, to the king's table?
Yes,
Yeah,
we're looking for
I'd
Vargas.
like something to eat.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Can eat?
Yeah. Would you like to eat too?
I'd love to eat.
Oh, yes.
Look at me.
So you approach the two-story building that would be King's Table, and the windows are open. You can smell the scents of finely crafted beer, warm bread. Like there's just kind of a hominess to this place. And so you pass through the door, and there's the tap room is there's a fair number of people in here at this time. There's kind of long. Kind of ashwood benches that have been sit around the tap room, and you can see the bartender is a Gizeri, who's just wearing like a very fine looking collared shirt and an apron, and he's just giving somebody a drink as he sees you all come in. He says, "Oh, welcome to King's Table. What can I get you fine folk today?"
Well, I'd like to have a meal and a nice mug of ale to go with that.
Why, sure. I can do that for you. We've got some freshly baked bread. We've got. He offers you a number of like jams and jellies to accompany that, and they've got kind of some kind of like a gumbo stew that they're serving.
Gumbo. Always wanted some
Some
World 3 gumbo.
sounds great. I have some.
And then he's got like a brown ale that he pours you, and he says, "Well, that'll be 5 silver."
Okay, get that over.
And how about the rest of you?
I could eat. Yeah.
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 I don't have any money.
This one's on me.
I think,
Okay, cool.
I think we have stuff. We just didn't keep track of it. From the
I'll
tomb.
I'll buy.
Somewhere, maybe?
Yeah, like some treasures. I think I might have a crown or something. You got,
Apparently, it all got destroyed.
yeah.
When you went to Sigil or something.
Well, we didn't lose some money,
Accurate.
but I'll buy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
As
I'll do
you're,
the same.
as you're ordering food, you get tapped on the shoulder, and there's a human woman. She looks. She's probably she's got kind of a middle-aged look. Her black hair is kind of graying at the sides, and she's wearing a gray smock and a brown leather apron. And she's got kind of like a crown of flowers or something like that, not unlike the woman from the realm of the Norns that you just talked to earlier.
Okay.
And she says, "Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I'm taking up a. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you. I can tell you're not from.
No,
here,
no, no.
but-
Bother away. Hi, I'm Reggie.
Hi, I am Marlis.
Marlis. Nice to meet you, Marlis.
I am taking up something of a collection. For those who have means, I just saw you come through the door there, and I could tell you must be Cagers, that you come from that city up in the sky over Outlands, and well, but what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to raise money because there is something happening in our community and with the tree,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to raise some money to help find out why.
Well,
that
why do you need
these
money?
things.
What's the money going to pay for?
I was hoping to hire maybe some adventurers or something. To...
Oh, Marlis. You woke up today and maybe you're thinking, gosh, I want to raise some money. I'm gonna find some adventurers. Lo and behold, Torm has brought you a band of 4 adventurers who are on that exact same mission right here, right now,
You're
to
already
find out
on
what's
it.
happening about this tree.
My prayers to Yggdrasil have been answered.
Well, maybe Yggdrasil reached out to Torm, and then Torm sent us. However Torm found out.
I'm sure wherever this
Here we are.
Torm lives, maybe
Yeah.
the reach of Yggdrasil is so far that it could reach out and shake Torm's hand and
Uh-huh.
make that connection.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds feasible. It doesn't matter who started what, or that Torm's the best ever. All that matters is that we found each other, right? And that we're able to help you out. So, what have you been experiencing? What's the issue?
Well, I speak with the Ratatosk often, and they become. I don't understand the things that they are saying,
Yeah.
and I get the sense that their leader, Glitter Eye, is very sick.
What's that name?
Glitter Eye.
Huh.
Like 2 birds, 1 glitter, 1 eye, or
Yeah.
glitter eye with the AI
Like a
sound
glittering
of it?
eye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
So, does
You
it,
can see it. You can see it if you look closely at the plants. They're not as vibrant. Their colors are fading. And even the people are being very nasty to each other.
oh really?
That seems like the worst symptom. Huh?
Yeah.
Nasty people.
No marvelous. Oh, go
Would this curse cause, the glitter? Wait, what are those things called again?
The Ratatosk.
The Ratatask to be extremely rude to an electronically built creature.
She's like, that is a very specific question that I'm not sure that I can answer, but
Sorry.
the Ratatosk are not really known for their manners
Okay,
in the first place.
Yeah.
We were told they were tricksters anyways.
Oh yeah, that's right. Could it cause one mechanical creature to be mean to another mechanical creature?
I think that could very well be.
I blame this tree for
Yeah,
your fate, Gizmo.
Yeah.
We will find the solution.
No, do not blame the tree.
I bet
It
I
is
blame the tree's
affliction.
disease.
It's the tree's disease.
Right.
The tree is wonderful, and we
Yes.
should nourish it.
Yaga Droozle is
Yeah.
Yaga great.
Is we're happy to help you with the tree. Have you seen any? If you don't mind, you're asking us for a favor. I wonder if you might be able to help us with some information regarding an exchange of stolen goods between a Githyanki and a devil.
Oh, I'm afraid I might not be the right person to ask about such things. I
Okay.
try to tend to other matters of keeping the tree alive, and these types of things that you speak of. I'm sure if you ask around, you'll find somebody. But
You maybe put in a good word for us then with others.
I will,
But
and
we
I will
have to-
continue to collect money so that maybe we can repay you in some way.
That'd be wonderful.
And
Unnecessary, but wonderful.
she takes her leave, and you can see she's going around the bar, and she's relatively unsuccessful at collecting much money. And at some point, she's like, kind of, you see another man there that she's like asking for money. He's a rather like rotund-looking man with like a handlebar mustache and balding man.
The blacksmith.
And he looks like he's a few beers in. He just laughs. He's like, Marlis, of all people you can ask, I don't have any money. I haven't had any business in weeks.
That's the blacksmith.
Oh, you're a kidder, Marlis. Let's go talk to Vargas.
Vargas?
Yeah, Vargas.
You must be Vargas, yeah?
Yeah, so
Sure.
you go down and you approach the long bench table. He's just kind of sitting there by himself with like a view out the window. He says, Vargas, yeah, you got him. What?
Metal.
A couple of bashers. You looking for work? You
No,
seek
we're
me out?
looking to help you out with your money problems.
Oh, Interesting.
Yeah.
Seek me out to help me out with my problems.
Well, I'd like to.
I'm drunk. This is a new one, pal.
I'm looking for some heavy armor, some plate armor to be exact.
Hell yeah, I can help you up with that. Oh boy. Okay. He says, if you let's just have one more here, and then we'll head over to my shop.
That sounds like a great idea.
I'll buy this one. Yeah.
Alright.
Also, any idea how to fix this?
He says, oof. I'm not exactly, but that's a Modron, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not.
I don't know, but I'm willing to take a look at it for you.
Well, that would be much appreciated.
Let's see. So, Klaus, he takes you to his smithy, and he can sell you some plate mail for 1,500 gold.
What about a trade? I can't afford that. This guy doesn't have any money. How about a trade? A little barter here. Would that work?
He says, well, if it were up to me, maybe, but I'm really under the employ of Veritas. I just make the stuff. I don't really own it.
What if you could go to your boss and I hold out the glaive and I say, this is an enchanted item here. The god Shigambi fought with this.
You want to trade that for this plate mail?
Mm-hmm.
He inspects the glaive over and he's like, I will do that.
Can you tell me about the plate mail? Like, is it going to be
It's like the standard plate mail.
standard?
So it would give you a base armor class of 18. What's your strength score?
5 or
Plus 5.
plus 5?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so you
That
can
can't
wear
be
this.
right.
So it sets your AC at 18 then.
18,
What's your current AC?
13 with leather.
And you're a fighter?
Fighter, yep.
With, do you have other weapons besides that glaive, though?
Yeah, I usually use my great axe most of the time, and the glaive, it's alright too, but I think armor would help.
I'd say an 18, a 5-point improvement is much better.
Pretty significant.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. And if the part ways with Shigambi, I don't think we'll be meeting again.
Well,
Anyways.
the Shigambi,
He's gone.
she gave her energy during the battle with Asteroid, so
Okay.
she's not even a part of that weapon anymore.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We have a deal.
He does the trade with you.
Sweet.
And then he says, on to the matter of your little fella there. I don't know, I'll dig around, do some research. I'm sure I could probably patch him up.
He likes oil. You have grease, oil, anything?
Yeah, I've got
lubrication-wise?
some things. He's got some substantial damage there, I think. And this is going to be, he's a living construct.
Yes.
And, I'm sure I can consult with some people, make this happen. What do you say, 150?
Okay.
So he takes the Modron and he says, I don't know, follow back up with me in maybe 3 days or something. I'll give you an update.
Okay. Also, I'll throw an extra 5 gold if you monitor behavior and journalize it.
He says, sure, I can do that for you. Wow, what a lucky day for me.
Yeah. See?
Fargus, I have one last question for you. Fortunately, I don't have anything to pay you for this, but do you have any information on maybe some Githyanki or some devils doing some illegal exchanging of stolen goods around Crux?
Well, you fine folk have been good to me today. There's, don't Don't tell anybody. I said
No,
anything.
no. We're not like we won't mention your name. We won't get you in trouble. Nobody will know.
Yeah, this isn't an uncommon thing here, but yeah, there's a devil staying at King's table right now.
There is. Has he been there? Have they been there for a while?
I would say he's been there for at least a week.
Oh wow. Okay.
Back
Do you
to
know
the
what
table.
room?
What's that?
Do you know what room?
He doesn't know exactly what room.
But he's just hanging out there.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't come out of his room much. He comes down maybe once a day.
You see him talking with anybody on a regular basis?
Just the innkeeper.
Okay.
Just it seems like just to get food sent to his room or whatnot.
Any names that you were able to catch?
I believe his name is Zalgaron.
Zalgaron.
Big fat guy.
Awesome.
Ugly pig face.
Well, let's not, harp on physical appearances.
Yeah.
That is not anything one.
Well,
can
you come back
control.
and we'll trade notes once you see the guy.
Okay. All right.
Zalgaron, aka
All right.
Pigface.
Maybe we.
Do you know, like, so you said it's not that uncommon for a devil to be staying around
Devils, demons, Githyanki,
He sounds very powerful.
here?
big devils. I mean,
I'm trying on that armor. I'm pretty powerful. Over in the corner.
You look good.
it kind of tells you that the world tree borders the astral plane, which kind of makes sense now that you think about it. You saw like the black expanse and the silvery wisp, so it's not uncommon that the Githyanki will actually bring their big astral ships and like kind of park on one of the limbs here. This is where they like do business. They'll sell like their pillage stuff that they don't want or need to get essentials.
You know where they pillaged that from? It's your homelands. Those assholes. They do that.
Terrible. Okay, so...
Sorry, you blew up.
No.
They make me angry.
I know you have that grudge against him.
Yeah. Except for Vyra, but now she's dead, so all of them can go get.
Yeah.
So we find this devil, and then what? What do we just interrogate him? Or
We tell him we have something to buy or sell him?
Mhm.
Well, if you say we need to find out whether he bought already, yeah.
Yeah.
What if
Or
he bought
sold.
already? Why would he be here still, right?
You gotta be
Right.
careful when you talk to this demon, though.
Maybe
I hear they can be a little pig-headed.
maybe we get him
Sounds
to
right.
think that we're also here to buy rain, yeah,
Maybe.
and then he confront us.
Well, what if he's been here for this long because the Githyanki party got killed and the ring was stolen from them?
You're sure that was her that stole that ring from you? That just doesn't
Pretty
seem
sure.
like her. Huh?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah,
She got a twin?
not that I
Had the same
remember.
scar on her face?
No, it's her. God damn it. All right. Yeah, because why would he still be here if he bought already, right?
Right.
And the Githyanki, who we think are bringing the ring to him, they're dead.
Yeah.
But we found no ring on them.
Nope.
Someone just
So maybe we
Double-
have to
double-crossed
ally
her.
with this devil to try to find out who stole our ring. Yeah.
What does everybody know about devils?
Well, they happen to be my favorite enemy.
Okay.
So,
So you know a fair amount?
what?
Like, is there anything we have to be aware of? Like, are they gonna trick us? Are they gonna get into our heads like the mind flayers? Are they?
Well, they're very lawful, right? But they can be very deceitful.
I thought they were chaotic.
No, that's
No?
demons you're thinking of.
Okay. Excuse me.
It's okay, Dino.
It's okay.
It's all good.
I'm very glad you don't know lots about demons and devils.
Yes,
You know.
yes. I'd been sheltered in that one town.
Yeah. Let's see. What else important-wise might I know about devils that?
I just don't want to put my foot in my mouth when we get to talking to Zalagron.
Yeah. So I mean.
They follow a hierarchy, so they have like a whole organizational structure of like who is like where in the pecking
Yeah.
order.
It's
Okay.
very vertical. It's not horizontal. So there's not a lot of empowerment.
Okay. Okay. So it's like Google.
So
Yeah.
maybe we should try making a name for ourselves instead of dancing around with all these people all the time, or creatures, or whatever you want to call them. And if it's the order goes up, let's just start showing these demons and devils who's in charge here and get what we want. We'll put fear into them before they even see us. They'll know who we are and that we're coming.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, demons, devils. Yeah, we set them against each other. They're having a whole freaking war right now. That's why they stole the ring.
I mean, we should be famous. We already defeated a devil. Well, somewhat. At his
He
game.
did walk away from us.
Yeah, we defeated him at his game.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe we'll get what we want if we use a little more force. Because we end up getting in fights with a lot anyways. So walk in and say, hey, this is what we're looking for, and if you don't tell us where it is, you're dead.
That actually could work a little well. But I think,
Torm might not like that.
yeah, there is that Torm thing.
Yeah. I was starting to have feelings for Torm, and then we came to this cool tree world, and it you know, with Klaus, I mean, that's really Klaus-y feeling.
You like Yuga the Razzle?
Like I might start worshiping this tree or something. I don't know.
Because that's another thing we have to do is find out what's happening to this tree. Yeah.
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 Hmm. Especially if I'm gonna worship the tree.
Hey, Vargas, why'd you dismiss Marlis so quickly in the bar?
Because just I don't have a whole lot of money. I get a stipend from Veritas, and well, now I got a cool glaive, and I guess I got some coins, so that's awesome. I have to pay him a tax, but whatever.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
He control what you can sell, and he tax you.
Yeah. It ain't right. But, you know, I have a pretty stress-free... I really shouldn't complain. I just kind of hang out and drink all
Well,
the time.
I suppose that is also true, because, yeah, he stipend you.
If I had any ambition, I'd go to Sigil and make a name for myself there. But, you know, this is kind of cozy. You know, it's kind of homey.
Yeah,
Grew
so
up.
is it like nationalized healthcare then here, too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we stay here, yeah? Anyway.
We can't do that anyway. The
So
tree's
what's
dying.
the deal with the cat?
Be short-lived.
Oh, that's his pet.
Okay. Anything strange about the cat? I did
Oh,
see
I
him
don't-
talk
I'm, not,
to it.
I'm a dog person myself,
Yeah,
but
I'm more of a
you know.
Modron person myself.
I don't, it's just his pet. I don't know.
Okay.
Lived a long time, but
It's a long
that
time.
thing's got to be like 25 years old.
Wow.
Well, that's like, I mean, some cats.
Doable, I
I
suppose.
must not have that feline leukemia
Yeah.
here. It's
Uh,
killer.
Well, that's the national, no,
It's
the nationalized veterinarian care
Is
of Crux.
they don't treat the squirrels. So.
does Marlis have a good head on her shoulders? Like if she's seeing a
Oh.
problem,
Yeah,
It's
I
real?
mean, I would say she's got the best head on her shoulder out of anybody here. She's very caring and nurturing.
so why does it seem like nobody really cares that the tree is sick?
Well, things like this come up once in a while, and then it turns out to be nothing. I think people are just desensitized to it. It's just another scare. She's so in tune with these things, that little minor things that set her off. She's always
Yeah.
crying wolf.
Got it.
Sit on.
Got it. All right. Well, we go to Zalagron and guys can intimidate, and I'll just watch the door.
Well, if you are not comfortable with the
I think-
intimidation,
I think he should be the front man.
Oh
Like
god.
just the
But
little,
we're
little
the
Reggie
much-
run in there all angry, like start throwing stuff, and then
But
we'll
we're
walk
the-
in behind and be like, you know,
and
be
then,
the muscle.
Yeah, and then he'll be the other.
He'll
muscle.
be rawr, in the corner, kind of in the shadows.
Oh, I don't have my full costume on anymore. I just have the head now.
No, that's terrifying enough.
What if Salgaron's just doing his job? Like,
Well, that's what you gotta find out. If he's just doing his
Yeah.
jobs, then he doesn't have to get beat up. You
No.
know.
oh,
We'll know if he's giving us
I
good
don't
information.
want you to go out of your comfort zone here. Yeah. So if you don't want to do that, we won't do that.
I need to think.
Okay.
So,
Hi, I'm Reggie. If you don't tell us what we want, these guys are gonna kill you.
okay, okay. Hear me out.
Hmm.
So, let's say I do that. You guys won't really kill him, right? We can just like
only if he attempts to fight us, but we want to look believable.
Well, I mean, we could non-lethally, you know, bring him to the brink of death, and then keep him alive.
Anybody who wants to can make just an intelligence skill.
He's
Well,
probably not close. His best.
Oh, history 12.
Okay.
Is this related to my favorite enemy?
Yeah.
21.
So if you kill the devil here, you really wouldn't be killing it. It would just go back to its
Plane of existence. Oh, that's right. That's the same with demons too, really, right?
Yeah, you
Like-
don't. You wouldn't. The only way to kill it is if it's on its home plane and you fight it.
So could we trap it though to make it miserable if it couldn't leave this plane?
Could be possible.
Yeah, but also, if we kill it, is he unable to come back for a while, or could he just come right back?
It usually depends on how powerful the devil is, how long it would take them to like kind of regrow themselves or regrow their strength.
Because like if it's a threat to him, if he's got to wait here for the ring, and we were to kill him before he got the ring,
Yeah.
that would be bad for him, right? Because it would take him a while to get back. He'd miss his appointment.
He is.
He would have a bad reputation for not being very punctual.
1 star on Uber.
Yeah.
He's staying there waiting for something. Yeah.
So I think though talking is your strong suit. Yeah. But so talk, and if it starts going south, then threaten. Yeah.
All right,
That's how we
this
do it
guy-
in my motherland.
trying to freeze the river Styx. He's bad juju, bad person. Okay. All right. Okay.
Because maybe just this devil knows what's wrong with the tree too. Huh? Maybe it's his fault.
Maybe it's his fault. Okay.
Torm and Yggdrasil good friends.
That's true.
obviously.
Hopefully, well, of course.
Yeah, we got this.
Okay.
Give him some support here. Yeah, motivation.
we got this. Are
We
they,
can do it.
are we thinking that they're trying to sell the ring again, or have like a bidding war?
I think he's just here to buy it, and the ring hasn't shown up yet. That's my theory.
We could go more of Reggie's style and maybe split up. Me and him can go in that same area that the devil is, and we'll kind of be talking like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get that ring, we're gonna buy it," and then you guys could walk in a little later and not act like you don't know us, and then you guys could be talking about how you're gonna buy it, and then we like start talking to each other, and then say, "Well, how much money do you have?" or something like, and start like a fake fight between us about.
How are you in your persuasion skills if you do a little discussion with him?
I've been known to persuade.
Yeah?
I'm a pretty charming young man. That's what my mentor always told me. I'm a charming young man.
Didn't work with that robot lady.
Maybe I
thing.
could come
Wait,
with
which
you. I'm
robot
very.
lady?
very charismatic.
when we
I've
first
been
got
told.
into
There you
Sigil.
go. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's not
How we lost the ring.
all right. You know Devil's best. I'm good with whatever you recommend.
Oh,
well. Okay.
I'm going to.
I like the roundabout approach that he suggested, which I also semi-suggested earlier,
Okay.
which is to pretend like we're also here to buy the ring
Okay.
and pit him against us. But I don't like the teams. Yeah, I don't like the team.
So
I think you two be team captains.
So should we make like this is gonna be like where we pick who's on our team like at school?
Yeah, like playground.
I give you
Yeah. Okay.
a bardic inspiration before you go in there.
Dino and I'll hang out.
Okay. Oh,
We'll roll.
All right, so we got Reggie and Dino and Klaus and Azad. How does that exactly does this look? Are you?
We'll come in second.
Sure.
Are we? I mean, we don't even know if this guy's at the bar. Like, do we just sit there and wait until he comes down to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be at one end of the bar that's closest to the rooms. If there's a side of the bar that's closer to the rooms.
The rooms would kind of be like behind a door. That would be like a private door to
Okay.
go into like where the rooms are. It would be like on the second floor probably.
Yeah.
Like you'd go up and.
So we'd be at the side of the bar that's closest to that door, if there
Okay.
is one.
Okay.
Azad, we should hire that woman that was trying to get money to polish my armor while I'm sitting at the bar. Just sitting there polishing.
Okay.
Yes,
Well-
please, more
Oh.
polish.
So you're all go back to the king's table.
Uh-huh.
And you're sitting about, and you're kind of waiting, and waiting. I don't know. You wait for 3 hours, and like nothing. You don't see any sign of him.
I get bored and I start playing my musical instruments.
Okay.
I get entertained by that.
Make a performance check.
I want to sing with them.
We're not
We do
supposed
ha-
to know each
I
other.
know, but the band. Fine, I'll just sit this one out.
25.
Okay. You earn. Ooh. Like 28 gold during the time that you're playing.
Nice.
Wow.
A lot of rich bloods that come through King's Table, other merchants and plains travelers. But yeah, you wait. You're playing your music. You're just kind of listening to local chat. It's all kind of like innocuous stuff, but yeah, you hear sometimes some people complaining about Veritas and others kind of defending him, saying like, "Well, he does a good job running this town, and like we're all wealthy and we've got a good quality of life for it." But there does seem to be some differing opinions about him.
Is there like a hotel type thing or?
Yeah, that's what this is.
So it's
like
all connected?
Bar inn, yeah. And so this is the place where he's devil staying.
Is there like a someone working at a desk or at the behind the bar that would have information on? People
Felderoff is
staying.
the innkeeper. He'd probably be the person that you'd go to purchase a room from, or
Should we go talk to him?
Well, he's just behind the bar then, and we're sitting at the bar. Kind of.
yeah.
So yeah, you can chat. You can chat him up when he comes down to get us more drinks.
Okay.
And so he comes over, Githzerai type. I forgot that Githzerai
Oh.
maybe have an accent, so he's like, "Oh,
Right.
hello."
Cool. Yeah, we do. It's very common.
It's canon now.
Yeah. Cool.
Another round of drinks for you all.
Yeah, that'd be great. Also, I got a question. Have you seen a real pig face looking guy around here lately? Goes by the name of Zalgaron.
Yeah, he is here. He's renting a room.
Yeah.
Does he come down to have some food or drinks ever?
Mostly he has me deliver to him, room service.
Okay.
Why are you so curious about him?
Oh, I just heard. We heard his name earlier, and someone said he looked like a pig, and we just wanted to see this guy. And I
He's
drank
like,
some more
yeah,
beer.
he's something to see for sure.
This is quite the brood of both of you.
Well, he's.
What?
You'll know when you see him.
Well, how about I got an idea? How about when he orders some food? How about you let me deliver it for you, so I could get a look at this guy.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, come on. It literally was on between 16 and 8, just teetering. 10.
10. He's like, well, I guess I could do that. I guess you could do that for me. That it seems like he's got to kind of talk himself into it. But he's like, yeah, okay. Then maybe we trade notes, and we could talk about this guy.
Yeah.
He's quite hideous. So, yeah, he says like in about an hour or so he's gonna bring the food out. So.
Okay.
So then, hour passes. He sets out like this on a silver platter, like a tremendous amount of food. It's actually probably fortuitous that it's you that has to be the one to deliver this, because the tray would weigh like quite a bit. There's like a full ham on there, some fruit, 3 bottles of wine.
You're gonna get like a huge tip for this.
The appetite he's got.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A couple of cheeses.
I'm hoping that these guys, we gotta change our group a little bit. You guys can be in the hallway, like pretending to go into your rooms, but then be talking about buying the ring when I'm giving him the food, to see if that catches his attention.
Okay. You two would be best to have this conversation, yeah?
Okay.
Because you two are both very charismatic and loud.
Start playing something like Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Devil went down the Jerusalem, and he was looking for a ring to buy.
Yeah, he was in line.
Okay. Yeah. We probably have to sneak up there though, right? Because if the bartender sees us, he's gonna know that we don't have a room.
Well, let's get a room, huh?
Oh.
Can we have a room?
He says, sure.
There we go.
4 gold for a night.
Whew.
Ah,
Yeah,
Who made all that money?
I can take that. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
we'll even get to sleep there tonight too.
Last time we got a room, we definitely didn't to stay in it.
No.
Just get robbed.
Yeah. Well, how many robberies happen in your rooms on average?
He's like, oh, it's the city guard here is top notch.
Oh, right.
There's very low crime here.
That's not a no. It doesn't happen. It's just that they'll get caught if they do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. Well, here we go.
All right.
I'll stay at the bar, and then if I hear bad things, I'll come up and just.
Okay,
Okay.
you're at the bar. Where are you?
I was.
You're with Klaus.
No, with Reggie.
Okay.
You guys
Where-
are,
you guys
are
are
going
like
to be walking into their room.
10 paces behind me.
Gotcha. Okay. So you approach the door. Ah, have you reconsidered our offer?
I just got your food.
Oh. You hear like a click, and then the door opens, and you just see this like massive body of this green-skinned demon that has kind of like a wicked grin on its face. It's got 2 little wings that jut out of its back, and it's just wearing like this purple silk finery with golden like embroidered trim.
Is he a demon or a devil?
Devil, sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
He looks like.
Oh, he's not even in the PHP. He's in the Mordekainen's.
Oh,
Oh boy.
he looks like this.
Oh my god.
Is he clothed?
Oh, he is pretty ugly.
So he is in like full hotel
Yeah, he's
boxers.
He's
and-
dressed.
Okay.
And he.
I want to kind of walk in there like I'll set this up for you on his little, so the door could stay open so he can
Okay.
catch them talking, hopefully.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Oh
Oh, that's a 2.
He's like, "Whoa! Stay out of here, you peasant!" And he just kind of like shoulder checks you, and he grabs the plate. He's like, "I've got it from here."
So I says to the guy, the Ring of Winter sounds pretty great, and I'm just excited to buy it, so I can't wait to have it. They're going to bring it to us tomorrow morning.
Oh, really? You think it'll be expensive?
Oh, yeah, it'll be the most expensive thing that's ever been purchased ever.
Oh, you got the money.
Oh, I'm so loaded. I have all the money in the world, and I am so excited to buy this ring.
The Amazoo is just like glaring at you.
I can't wait to buy
I
it.
But
walk
walk back
keep
down.
We should keep it down
stairs.
so that people don't know.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mom's to work.
He just slams the door. And you hear a click, like it locked.
Well, what happened?
He's ugly. We know that now.
How ugly?
Like the worst.
Okay.
It's kind of smelled funny too.
Did you get any information out?
Well, I heard he's got somebody here that he's got a deal worked out, or is trying to work a deal out with, and we need to figure out who that other person is.
Okay. So the deal's not done.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well,
So
that's
maybe if
good.
we wait, because he was expecting someone else to be knocking on the door, not me.
Oh yeah. So, I could do something, maybe, huh? I set up a spell outside this guy's room, right? And I can have it trigger an alarm for me. And it could be silent, so I could know when this visitor comes. We would know. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Worth it,
Can he?
maybe?
Could he detect that? Detect magic?
Possibly he could.
What if we just have Dino looking out the peephole in his room all night?
Well, Dino gets tired.
Klaus, why don't you make an insight check?
Three. What is
Okay.
going on with this app tonight? Usually it's really nice.
Yeah.
There's an entire bag of reliable dice
Oh,
right there.
all these bad numbers are good because that means I'm getting to all the good ones.
Yeah, the
That's
RNG is
what-
in your favor.
That's what I think about Fantasy Grounds and our
Never
other
happens.
campaign.
No,
It's always just bad.
So,
Artificial scarcity. So I would imagine we'd come back down to the bar then afterwards and like, I don't know if you bought it.
In the meantime, while they're up there, I would like to take out my Gith chessboard and see if I can play a game of Gith chess with the Gizzerai Barkeep.
oh sure, yeah,
Yeah.
he'll play with you,
Alright.
and he'll chit chat with you, and he, as you're playing, he tells you, yeah, there was a Githyanki here a few days ago.
Okay. Was it female?
Yeah,
Vyra, maybe? By name?
he doesn't know the name,
Okay.
but he
Did she
says
look like this with?
he describes somebody that sounds like her, and
Okay.
she was with 4 others.
Okay.
He kind of tells you that there seems to be some kind of deal going on with him and Zalgaron, but apparently not concluded as Elrond is still here.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. So, based on your information, maybe my new information here could be that the devil was not willing to pay enough at first, so they left, but then got killed. I don't know. So maybe they even had the ring when they went when they were leaving.
I see. And maybe there's someone else now that has it and is gonna try and sell it for.
That could be. Oh, you know who could be behind this? That Veritas guy. He's does lots of taxation, but not lots of representation.
Should ask your bartender friend if he comes through here a lot
Yeah,
to visit the rooms.
Veritas come around here much?
Make a insight check.
22.
You can tell he's got kind of a sour look when you bring up Veritas as his name, but he's like, yeah, he comes here sometimes.
Okay. What's up with that fucking cat?
He's like, I hate that cat so much.
Yeah.
I have allergies.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, maybe that's a gift thing. I don't know.
And he says, I just don't care for, everyone thinks that he's such a great leader, but what has he really done to earn that spot,
Well, the way he made it sound is like maybe he built this town? Even?
Fine, but it doesn't give him, what gives him authority is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Authority is usually just given, to those who try to take it, yeah?
Yeah, it seems so, and all the sheep around this town, they go right along with it.
Yeah. Oh, lots of sheep here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate it when, when I was younger, I was working in a kitchen, and the mayor of the town would always just come into the kitchen and eat the French fries right out of the fryer.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like that kind of crap.
I can't imagine what Veritas would do in a place like this with that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
What would Veritas do in a place like this with that kind of attitude?
You saying he's gonna come in here and drink my wine?
Well, no, I'm just, I would imagine that you have a similar story, or...
Well, yeah, I mean, well, no.
We should go to his house right now.
No, that's okay. Like, let's...
I'm lighting a torch.
Let's not get... He really wants to fight tonight, I think.
I just want that ring back.
Anybody ruffians out that would my friend could beat up?
No, it's a very peaceful town.
Okay. very, very itching for fight, you can see, yeah? You can hear it in his voice.
Well,
Maybe some of those sheep.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, don't go beating up innocent people that just are misled.
Okay.
It wouldn't be right either.
Yeah, true.
Does Veritas throw his weight around in the hotel? Demanding rooms? And...
No, nothing like that. It's just the idea of it, People should have a choice in who runs the town. Yeah, I think people need to wake up and use their voice.
Well, wait, so there hasn't even been, like, a democratic election
No,
of
there's
this
no,
official.
nothing like that.
But he still
Everyone-
tax you.
Right?
Yeah. And what does that tax go to? Does it go to the city watch, to the... What's it for?
Yeah, I suppose it pays for essential goods and services, you
Yeah.
know, but still, shouldn't it be an open process where people have a voice and how that money gets spent? Maybe we're spending too much on this town guard. We don't even have any crimes that happen.
Well, maybe that's because you spend so much on town guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. He's effective at what he does, but it ain't right.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really trying to be contradictory here. I don't like the idea of him just sort of declaring himself de facto mayor, but
He's got to know what's up with the ring. He's probably got his hands in everything.
he probably does. And he's got that fucking cat.
Yeah.
It costs
25-year-old cat.
We get the cat. We fight the cat.
See what I mean here? You really want to fight.
wiping the fingerprints off.
You don't have any, like, just even bare buckle boxing matches that happen every once in a while here?
Oh, that's barbaric.
Yeah, I thought so too, but, you know, I don't think so. I don't know, but there's a trail off.
Have you guys had any weird visitors lately? Besides us? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can
I
play,
get that a lot.
play guitar real good, though.
I know. I mean, it was happening here for a
Yeah.
bit when you were playing. You know, everyone that comes here is weird. Everyone is, you know, from some other plane, or they're trying to do business here that they can't do elsewhere.
So why can they do it here?
Because Veritas makes it so. Makes it a safe place for deals to happen. The Githyanki feel free to come here and do their trades.
So, just hypothetically, say that, you know, back, what's the other side of that portal?
The Outlands.
The Outlands? Say that one were to leave this town after completing or maybe failing to complete a deal, and say they were headed towards the Outlands into the forest of...
Or the Realm of the Norns.
Yeah, the realm of the Norns. And just hypothetical, say they were killed there. Who would you think would be suspect public enemy number one?
He's like, oh, I don't know. Like, that's way. I just tend to in here, you know. I don't have any kind of CSI investigative skills, and you know, you have to figure out motive, and then.
Hey, you're here all the time. Have you noticed anyone go to meet with that devil up there?
Yeah, like the Githyanki I told
Yeah.
you about.
My
Is
friend
that the
Byron.
only one?
The only one I know of.
Oh, wow.
She was kind of hot for Githyanki, right? I mean, we don't typically like Githyanki, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, she has a certain charm.
Yeah.
There's something odd about her, though.
Really?
I don't know, just, I mean, Githyanki are weird as they are, but
Mhm.
I mean, there was no words traded. They went straight back there to that room. I didn't intervene or bother.
Then they just left.
I don't even know if I ever saw them leave.
Then there are other entrance, exit, ingress.
No,
Egress?
I mean maybe out a window or something like that, but not,
Yeah, I
not a
suppose.
natural exit.
Is
He wouldn't let me in the room.
yeah, that's true.
Maybe he's got some weird tied up kinky stuff going on in there he doesn't want us to know about.
Yeah, or you know, just like ooh, I want to use my. Would there have been any chance I could have had a short rest while he was like playing
Yeah.
his music? All right, can I do my detect portal thing again to try to detect the nearest planar gate within 1 mile? I think it was. Let me check.
There is one in town that leads to a material plane.
I can detect the distance and direction to the closest planar portal within 1 mile. Okay, cool. There's one in town that leads to the material plane, but
Yeah.
not like in the Devil's Hotel room.
No,
Okay.
it feels further away.
I'm getting Klaus is getting impatient and thinking about that vision of him in the cabin with the ring, and he's like, "I'm gonna have that thing one way or another." And Klaus starts to venture off to go up to his room and knock on his door again and say, "It's the food guy."
They hear
You didn't
And I'm
tip-
hoping
you
these
didn't tip
guys like notice me take off. And,
I'd say we notice, yeah.
okay.
I
You're-
would run behind you, but I wouldn't try and stop you. I'm torn between we need to get through this, but I'm so
I'm
scared.
gonna
Oh, this is gonna
apologize
be
for
bad.
the damages, and I'll drop like a handful of gold on the bar as I walk like towards the stairs or whatever it was.
Sounds good. And Dino?
I am by Reggie there, so I will stick with him.
Okay. So you are pounding on
Knock
the
on the door.
You're like, food
Here
guy.
for the plates.
Okay. You hear a click, and the door just like swings open. You hear, enter.
All right.
As the door opens, you peer into a room that is festooned with extravagance. A finely crafted table of cherry wood is covered with serving platters of meats and bowls of fruit, walnuts, and other delicacies. Many bottles of ale, some empty, are scattered about. There's a smoky aroma that fills the air, in part due to a roaring fire that is lit in the brick hearth. The air in here is very warm and hazy. It's probably like 10 degrees warmer than the normal temperature outside. And through this haze, you can see the large, corpulent creature dressed in the purple silk gown is sitting upon a large wooden chair. This horrific pig-like face gives off a green grin and reaches out for an ornate smoking pipe, which he inhales deeply upon before uttering, "Tell me what you truly seek."
Can I use? I have never used this before. My Far Traveler feature, Foreign Nature, can gain access to those curious about your homeland, just to maybe start a conversation up that leads to him figuring out what's going on his own without me telling him exactly why I'm there.
I don't know that the Far Traveler thing would work quite that way, because you don't have enough to go on related to plant seeds like that.
Okay, I'll
But he says, "Please come in," and he gestures to for you to like pull up a chair to the table.
okay.
He says, "You can bring your friends too. It's fine."
Oh boy.
How about they can just wait outside for now. I don't feel threatened to talk to you one on one.
"That's fine." And he like points at the door and it slams shut and it clicks. And it's
Okay.
like, "You might be just the person I want to talk to anyway."
I think I might be. Do you know who I am?
I don't. But I suspect you are with those two buffoons from earlier, talking about the ring. So
Yeah, those guys, they're some friends of mine. Yeah, they're kind of buffoony, but they're just trying to help. You see, I'm gonna be completely honest with you and not even jump around here and try to play games anymore. I am the person that was chosen to protect the Ring of Winter and to be sure that it didn't get into the wrong hands.
Well, I also seek the Ring of Winter. It has the power to do tremendous good. I am seeking it so that I might freeze the river Styx, that we might repel demonic invaders from approaching Avernus. You see, I am one of Zariel's sentinels, keeper of the fortresses that watch that river. It is you mortals that owe people and entities like me great respect for our sacrifices on the battlefield. This item could turn the tide. I'm wondering, you say you were chosen.
Well, I believe so.
He starts to mutter to himself. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Dice.
Give him dice.
I just don't like to brag. I was chosen.
What did you get on the save?
I didn't do it yet. You gotta be kidding me. Let's hope that wisdom is modified. That's a 5.
Okay. He says, "You can help me. I'll tell you where it is. I know where it is. The Githyanki, they came here and made extra demands of me. Demands that I couldn't keep." He points to his right. You can see that there's a plant there. It's like kind of like a cactus, like a flowering cactus in this big pot. And he says, "I brought them. They said that all they wished for was this plant, the desert's night. But then they started asking for prisoners that they said that we in the Nine Hells have. I did not know the names that they gave, so they left. But I know where they stay." And he describes to you that upon one of the branches of the World Tree, there's a big knot where they have built like a fortress, and they're like hiding out there.
And they have the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he want help? Is that why he's giving this information?
Yeah, like he's giving you this information pretty freely.
Okay. So I'm assuming that he's hoping we get it, and then he runs into us again and tries to take it from us.
You kind of like, you just like kind of nod at him as he's telling all of this to you, and then kind of you're not really like in control of yourself.
Okay.
You leave the room and you join with them, and you tell them you've got like the location, you've got the intel where the Githyanki are.
Okay.
So the desert's night. Did he bring that up again when he was telling us this stuff?
No.
I have a note on the desert's night from last time, but I don't remember why.
And
All
we
I
don't
know
want-
is it's a cactus flower native to set a desert plain.
We don't want that river frozen, right? Or we do?
That's Reggie's deal
don't
to
think
tell you
so.
about. That's
The
one of
river
his.
should not
That's
be
one of
frozen.
his.
That'd be horrible.
I thought the conflict
We-
between them was good.
Mr. No
Okay.
gave us a good 2-day crash course on if the river Styx is frozen, the war between devils and demons will then come up to our plane of existence, and it will ruin everything. And not like it ruined your prom, like it ruined like everyth's in ruins.
Yeah.
This is done.
Okay.
So if
End of the world.
the river Styx is like the highway for the demons to attack Avernus and the Hells. If that was frozen, presumably the demons would start like finding other avenues to attack, probably through material planes. The devils would have an advantage. They would just like throw this like balance, this delicate balance off, and the results would be somewhat unpredictable.
Okay.
It's good that they're busy fighting each other so that they're not going
Okay.
everywhere else.
How large of a force was it at this fortress that he mentioned? I mean, and what are they?
Good questions.
Ask him.
Who?
Notebook man.
Well,
It's
okay.
just the Githyanki, right?
So I didn't take thorough notes on the stuff that the devil was saying to you this time. Sorry. What did the devil say to him?
Just that there was a fortress and a knot. That was it.
Yeah,
Fortress of Githyanki?
yeah.
Well, we're in luck. I can probably find them.
Great.
Good.
Why would he just tell us where the ring is?
The three of you can make insight checks.
12.
21.
Okay. You have known
17.
Klaus the most. You got a 21. There's something not right about him. He's being very direct. He's not really acting like the Klaus persona. He's almost talking kind of short with you, like very down to business. Like, we gotta go. We gotta go find this ring. You think he's probably under some kind of control.
I'd like to cast Dispel Magic on him.
Okay. You'll have to make a roll.
Okay.
It's a higher level spell.
You still have the bardic inspiration from him? Or that probably wore off because that was like hours ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I can give you another one. I'll give you another one.
What is your
So
inspiration?
what do I get?
D10.
You can add a d10 to your roll if you will.
Will Alex allow it?
Yep.
19?
Alright, so you cast a spell magic and you suddenly come under control of yourself. But you know that the demon had cast a spell on you to go retrieve the ring and then kill them before it was done, to bring
Okay.
the ring back to them.
But would I still
like
know
a
where to
super high
go?
level suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already told them where it was though and everything, and I remember the whole conversation I had with Pigface.
Actually, you don't really have memory of it, but you already told them, so they can report back what you were telling them.
Okay.
Well, let's go to this fortress and get the ring, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to get to the ring.
We knew something was wrong
So he told
when you
us to
came
just
out
get
without
Yankee.
having fought
Once you
him.
get the Yankee in a fortress, and it's on
Yeah.
good drizzle or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like built on this knot of the branch. It's
Okay.
just kind of like a walled fortress. He would have described it as kind of like not super imposing. It's just kind of like a hideout kind of bunker that they've got built there.
I really wish that I could figure out what Vyra had to do with this.
Who will find out there?
Why she's dead.
Do you think there's a way that we can talk to these people as opposed to...
Well, should we rest on it tonight? Yeah?
I think that'd probably
And
be
go
good.
there tomorrow? Kill them during the day?
Yeah.
I mean, we
The
did
only-
pay for hotel room, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the only caveat to that is the devil is here,
Yeah.
and so if you stay here, he'll know that
Oh.
Klaus isn't under his
What if I
spell.
cast non-detection on Klaus? Can I cast that on a person? I cannot be tracked by any non-magical means, although I assume he would use magical means.
Certainly.
Oh wait, it might even be.
Hey, we could stay in Lemon's tiny hut.
That sounds
That-
fabulous.
That would protect him from divination magic, but you'd still be present here in the inn, and it wasn't very hard for you to find out the devil was here.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be,
We're all
I
feeling
think, a
fine.
concern that your group would automatically have if you were thinking about staying here tonight.
It's just we already paid for hotel again. Okay, this is a bad habit.
You made buddies with the guy. He'll do an exchange with us later.
All
Yeah.
right, fine.
You know, give us a
It's
credit.
just- This is a bad habit of throwing money away.
We should get to the ring. We've taken us a long time to get
All right,
here.
let's go. Boom. How long does it take?
It'll take several hours, and we're kind of at the tail end of our session here, so I think this is a good breaking point. You guys making this travel and going to the fortress will pick up our next session. So you're zeroing in on the ring. I think one way or another, either you survive and recover it next session, or things went really bad.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh dear.
But thanks everybody for watching us as we're playing our sequel to Tomb of Annihilation. Next, it'll be 2 weeks from now. We will play the next session of this campaign. If you'd like to catch us again, give us a follow so you get notified when we go live. I think that's all I got. The next time we will be live will be on Friday night at 8 p.m. We're playing an indie game with its creator. We're playing Die Laughing, which is kind of like a comedy horror film type of thing, where all the characters will die by the end, but how that happens is the thing that we wait on to see how entertaining their deaths are.
That's cool.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.